Hello. So in today's video, we are going to be converting our budget to actuals using Genius Sheets. And so we're going to automate the updating process that you find yourself doing at the end of each month. So if you are like many of our users, your budget to actual looks a little bit like this, where for each month you have your actuals, you have your budget, and the numbers you're just pulling in manually. So you're taking an export from QuickBooks Online, pasting it into a tab of your workbook, and then you're going line by line, copying the data in, lining everything up, and then bam, your budget to actuals are updated. And so your budget to actuals typically are going to be a little bit more bespoke. Frequently, they're going to be different than just your strict P&L. And so that's where Genius Sheets comes in. And you can use our custom formulas to link directly into QuickBooks in a more customized way, so that you no longer have to spend as much time really updating this process. So if we go into our list categories here, you can see the list categories will show you each of the exact accounts from your QuickBooks. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start replacing each of these cells with our formulas in order to start linking just the previous actuals to Genius Sheets. So we'll take total sales as of the date, and then I'm just going to build in the lock so I can copy and paste this down. And then we're going to do the same for this column F. So February, I'm just pasting in the formulas. Now, what you'll see, for example, office expenses. Well, office expenses isn't the name of an account in your general ledger. So when we look here, this one has no data in it. And so we're going to replace this. We're going to replace it with office supplies and software, which is where the category where the data is held, and now you see, boom, the data is updated. And so one of the cool things about doing this with Genius Sheets is, let's say we want to add in a couple categories here. So maybe your office supplies and software is a broader category where let's look at a good one to add. Let's take, well, we just looked at the other expenses. Maybe for let's do this. Let's add this insurance costs to our salaries and wages. And so the way you can do this, where you can have multiple kind of line items in the same, is in the formula, you can add, and we can add another gs.is. And so we can use cell reference again, if we wanted to, if we had the category here. If we don't, what we can do is we'll put in quotes, insurance, copied it, and then we're going to do the same thing, formula, lock, and so now your salaries and wages is also pulling in your insurance. So this salaries and wages is now really like salaries and wages plus insurance. The flexibility it gives you is you can combine lots of different line items in here. You can break it out where you have subcategories and headers. And it allows you to have a lot more flexibility with the way you build this budget to actuals, because it no longer has to be in the same group categories as your profit and loss statement. So if we did want to change this and make this like general expenses, you'll see we're going to unlose the linkage from what was previously the salaries and wages. And so up here, if we can either add the text salaries and wages somewhere here, or just right in here, put the name of the category, salaries and wages. And you see it's updated. And so this lets you now start grouping your different general ledger accounts in ways that you're going to have different than in your accounting software, right? So it's going to be different than what's in QuickBooks. This can be whatever you want it to be expenses. And it's still going to update because you have everything linked, and you can start giving it these bespoke names. Now, the benefits of using these Genius Sheets formulas becomes when you want to, let's say March just happened, all you have to do is copy and paste the existing one you have. We're just going to insert a blank column. We're going to change this to March 1st, 20. And boom, your budget to actuals is done. So once you do that initial mapping exercise on these columns on the left, now you can easily just add in each month and not worry about manually ticking and tying. And then you also, these previous numbers from your month of January are still going to be linking to QuickBooks. So if you do make any changes, you reconcile any accounts, it's all going to be dynamically linked in here. And right, so you want to update your forecast. Maybe what we can do is we can change this to 430. We'll just delete this column. And now our budget to actuals goes right back all the way through where it was before. But now we have three months worth, and you can put your budget right here. So I hope this has been helpful. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you for your time.